Hi, I'm T.H. Culhane for Solar Cities, and I'm here with Jason Mesiarik. And you're a planner, a city planner.
Right, here in our local community here in East Stantonville Township.
And we thank you for coming the other day when we unveiled the big 10 cubic meter digester at Jody's farm. Now you're seeing the home biogas systems. You had some questions maybe we can answer.
Yeah, the first question I had is, looking at the two tank system, how does the water and the gas work to kind of create pressure, and how does that move the gas?
Absolutely. So this is based on the RT India floating drum, or the Indian floating drum digester concept, where one tank has water, they use a cylindrical tank, and one is upside down to hold the gas. In the same way, this particular tank here has a hole down here. You can put your hand in the water and feel it. That single hole. So it's like a boat. This is filled with gas right now, and it's floating on the water because it's filled and there's only one hole. So the water can't go anywhere. Like if you're in a diving bell, it could be open on the bottom, but the diving bell doesn't lose its air because it's upside down in the water, right?
Yep.
You'd have to have a hole at the top, and then the thing would sink. So we have a hole at the top. If you come around here, this is the hole at the top of our diving bell, if you like, and this is filled with gas. Now if I open this valve, put your hand here, you can feel a really powerful pressure.
Oh yeah.
That's the gas coming out, and that would go to the kitchen and light the burner, light the stove. You see how it's now sinking down?
Yeah.
Because it's open on the top, and there's a hole at the bottom, water's rushing in to replace the gas that's going out.
So there's really, and we don't have any weights on here.
Not yet. So if we wanted it to be more powerful, we'd put sandbags or weights on here or rocks.
Okay.
But this pallet itself is heavy enough that you get a pretty good pressure that you can sort of feel there.
Yeah.
And then
And
boom.
just turning it off is as simple as
Yep.
just closing the
Right.
valve.
And now it cannot sink because the air is buoyant. And there's nowhere for the air to go. So the air is still, or the gas in this case, is still in here, and the water can't come in.
So may I ask another
Yeah.
question? So where would one buy or find these IBC containers?
The IBCs are all over the world, mostly at shipping docks and ports, because they'll ship in these things grain, they'll ship oil, we did in Alaska, it was fish roe from salmon for caviar, they'll ship glycol, ethylene, you name it, oil. They're made to just airtight store any solid or liquid. And people use them, and then they chop off the tops. They use them in the biodiesel industry. They use them for gardening. They use them to carry things because forklifts can go under them. So warehouses, places here in Pennsylvania, for some reason, everybody's using them. This is the least expensive market for these. Like in New York, you'll pay $175 for a used IBC. In Florida, you'll pay $90. In California, $125. In Texas, $60. Here in Pennsylvania, $20 or $30.
You're kidding.
Because it's so well used. Now that depends. I mean, on the market. If you're near a city, there might be a higher demand. The price is higher. If you're in a rural area, people had stuff shipped, and then they got, what do I do with this? It's taking up my backyard. So that's the beauty of it. They're found everywhere. They're almost indestructible. We had one in Alaska that had been under an ice fall crush, and it was a pancake. And we melted the ice to get it out, and then we put warm water in it, boop, popped back. So they really are powerful, but they can be cut with a knife. So we cut this off with a knife. They have the valve in it with a standard thread, 2-inch thread, and that's what we're doing here. We rotated this 90 degrees, and we'll put a pipe on here, and we'll put a 1/2-inch valve that'll go out to the kitchen. So this will, and it'll be connected with a T to that 2-inch pipe, and so the gas will come out of this IBC from there, and you can see that over here. This is a smaller pipe, but it's just a little valve, and then it goes to a little plastic tube that goes to the kitchen. We'll have a plastic tube like this going over to there, and then teeing out to the kitchen. And you know, and the normal thing we're storing in those plastic bags over there, but then you'd have to have some pressure on the bag to send it to the kitchen. We use a pump. They're not going to have a pump in the refugee camps. So for us, this turns out to be the easiest thing. We used to buy IBCs for the digester, and then we would get 2 cylindrical water tanks. We did this in the Dominican Republic, and do this to that, where we'd have one as the water holder and one as the gas collector. But then you have to go and find those. Nice thing is we can say to anybody in the world, hey, pick up 3 IBCs. 2 of them need to be good, and 1 can be damaged, as long as it holds some water, and we can build you a system.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, it's what's.
I mean, it's just incredibly accessible, and you know, when you look at the other alternative energies, I mean, this is incredibly affordable.
Yeah, and when it's warm, boy, does this work. I mean, a little IBC like this can put out 2 hours of cooking gas every single day forever, as long as you feed it one bucket. We're talking about a bucket this, not even this size, a bucket about here with food waste. And you can come over here and like, I can estimate, looking here, that's easily a bucket's worth. That's what I mean by a bucket's worth. That's 2 hours of cooking.
You're kidding.
No, that's 2 hours of cooking right there.
That's what, maybe a little over, maybe a gallon.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now that is 2 hours of cooking when the temperature is between 30 and 35 degrees Celsius, which is about close to your body temperature.
Okay.
Now when it's cold, this is about 15 minutes of cooking. So that's the whole trick, is getting these tanks up to body temperature, as close to body temperature as possible.
So just thinking about storage, so really the only limitations are the inputs and then just kind of the outputs and storing it. So with temperatures, like we're approaching winter here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So if we had more bags, in theory you could store your bags up for winter.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly right. It will work hard on making it tighter, making it warmer and warmer during the winter with the insulation, with solar vacuum tubes, with compost heat, with waste heat from the house. I use my showers and bath water in Germany, goes through after, because you take a shower in a second and all that hot water that you got goes down your feet. So mine goes into my biodigesters, so mine do work in the winter sometimes if I'm there to take a shower. So there's a ways to keep it heated, but you're right, during those hot summer months you can be storing the gas and storing the gas and storing the gas. They do sell big balloons, I mean hundreds of square meters, that people in China have on their roofs, as big as this whole greenhouse.
Are those the ones I think I've seen? Like I googled biogas and they're on top of buses?
Yep, massive balloons. And the thing is, it'll store for millions of years. I mean, if the plastic lasts forever, the gas will certainly last forever. The gas is going to outlast the plastic. So you want to put it in some container that just doesn't rot, and then it'll be there. I mean, it'll turn into fossil gas eventually, right?
Yeah.
Truly natural gas. So yeah, you can store it, and the Earth has been storing it for millions and millions of years. So now we're just regenerating that source of natural gas, and we don't have to frack for it.
Yeah. Wow. This, I mean, it's amazing. I'm speechless. It's incredibly affordable. It's accessible, and it's green.
Yeah.
I mean, it's renewable, and everybody has this.
Yeah.
And
your dog waste as well. And people are thinking, what do I do when I walk my dog and they can't, there's ordinances and stuff. So you pick it up with a piece of newspaper. That's what we do. Don't use plastic, but use a piece of newspaper, something biodegradable. Pick up that dog poop, put it in a bag, come home and drop it in your digester. There is a dog waste biodigester that was built by MIT students in Cambridge in a public park. Now it's gone out to, I think, Berkeley, somewhere, Oakland, and they have a movement for dog park lights, so that when people are walking their dogs, they don't fear getting attacked by some mugger or something. So you deposit your stuff in the biodigester in the public park, and then the gas goes to do a gas lamp. So it's the old gas lamps, keeps the park looking beautiful and keeps the park clean.
Wow.
There's a lot you can do with this technology. It's so simple. It's just a stomach with microbes and water.
Wow.
So thanks for Solar Cities. We would encourage you to please try this at home.
Great. Thank you.